today we are doing a little alchemy, turning leftover scraps or trash into treasure.
That's right. Clay is with the Compost Company. He has some simple solutions to improve our environment, to become more sustainable, and to even save a little cash. Of course, we love all that.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Hi.
Thank you very much for having me.
Glad you're here.
Glad to be here. I mean, with Earth Day coming up, it feels like a really good time to do it.
So fitting. Let's start with our plants and our yards at home. Tell us how we can make them more sustainable and healthier.
Absolutely. One of the things that we generate the most of at home in our trash is actually organic in nature. It is the food that we don't serve for dinner that night, or what you leave on the plate at the end of a meal. And that all can be turned into something really wonderful that can go right back into your garden. And so our reason for being at the Compost Company is to give people an easy, economical way to do that. Because nobody wants any extra hassle in getting rid of something that they don't want in their home anymore. So we want to make sure that that is a clean and convenient process for everybody.
Because by the way, in America, nearly half of America is wasting food, but that food can go and turn into something amazing. Explain what is happening here. How do we reduce landfill waste?
Well, I mean, again, about 40% of what people throw away at home every day, and the percentage is even higher in area businesses, is food scraps. It's also leaf, lawn, and garden waste. It's things that don't have to go into a landfill environment. And so, again, our raison d'etre is to have a local outlet for that kind of stuff. The leftover scallions, or the broccoli stem, or the onions, or the orange peel, and coffee grounds are a big one for everybody.
Toilet paper roll?
Toilet paper and paper towel rolls, those corn husks, anything that you're not going to eat is suitable to go into a compost bin. Anything that was once alive, we can actually turn that into something that is beneficial for gardens, farms, and rain gardens.
Wow.
So break that down for us. What do we need to do at home?
Yes.
Well, you need to take advantage of some of the programs that are available. Metro Nashville has a residential pilot program going on right now. There are also local services that can come to your house and take your compost bucket away. They bring it to us at the Compost Company, and we do all the heavy lifting for you. Otherwise, you can start a compost pile at home. It's actually a lot simpler and easier than a lot of people make it out to be, and you can watch your waste volume go down dramatically.
Really? Okay, because I am so embarrassed to tell you this, Clay. All of these items, except maybe the orange peel, I threw away into the trash yesterday. So, how long does it take, and how do I see this come to life into this?
Yes, I mean, once this material arrives at our facility, we mimic what you would do in a home compost pile. We just do it at much larger scale because we're doing it for area businesses, schools, and residences all over Middle Tennessee. So we just have a much bigger process. So once this arrives, this raw material gets all blended up. It's a little like baking. You put it in the pile and the right ratios, and between 30 and 90 days later, out comes that.
Voila.
Yeah, we're just mimicking what would happen in nature.
Look
If
at that,
an apple fell off a tree, it would decompose beautifully. It does not do that well in a landfill environment. And so it's a sustainable impact, keeping it out of the landfill, but it's also a sustainable impact by using the finished compost. It makes our soils a lot healthier.
Well, obviously, we can make a big step at home, but even bigger probably are the businesses out there. Tell us how they can be more sustainable.
Absolutely. They would engage in practices much like you would do at home. I mean, think of a restaurant environment. Or a school, a hospital, anywhere where humans gather in large numbers, we produce a lot of this kind of material. They also produce a lot of compostable serviceware and things. And so for restaurants that we work with, they have much larger compost containers, but we run a route-based collection service that can come and take that off their hands and take it back to our place in Ashland City, where we process it into material that looks like that.
Steph's hometown. Yeah. Well, and
All
it's so
right.
cool, guys. I mean, they work with places like Henrietta Red, Greenhouse Bar, which we are big fans of, One Hotel, which is doing amazing work, Gaylord Opryland. Why? Why are you working with these? What do they need? What do these businesses need to do to get on board with you guys?
All they need to do is call us. I mean, we customize our service for everybody that we work with, because the one at Gaylord Hotel is very different from the one at, say, Henrietta Red versus the one at Vanderbilt. They do an amazing job of diverting material. It also looks a lot different from what we do at MNPS schools. We've got 13 of them right now that are involved in a Metro-sponsored pilot project that's having a huge impact. So we go out and we do a site visit and we assess what's going on. And in a lot of restaurants, it's 80% of what they're throwing away.
Wow.
And it just doesn't have to be. It can be reprocessed locally and then go out to farmers, gardeners, and landscapers and have, again, that two-pronged impact that is hard to replicate.
Clay, tell us more about your backstory and how the Compost Co. came about.
Well, I work with some great partners, one of which is my brother Jeffrey and my other business partner Ed. The business got started in 2012. Seeing practices like these were pretty mature in some of the places you would expect on the West Coast and on in the Northeast, places where they didn't have a lot of space to keep digging big landfills. And we started to intuit the problem that landfills just aren't a sustainable solution, mostly economically. You can't keep treating our garbage like a child cleaning their room and just sort of hiding everything under the bed. It's not a really good a process. So we wanted to be a convenient alternative to that.
Yes.
And so little by little, in the early days, I think people thought we were a little nuts, but it's come on really strong, and people are really understanding the need for local, convenient, economical alternatives to just throwing it away.
And that soil is creme de la creme. Thank you.
It's the best thing you can put into your garden bed or your raised bed or your flower bed. It works a lot differently than, say, artificial fertilizer, which is kind of like fast food. It'll fill you up, but are you really eating the right thing?
Right.
I love your metaphors.
Thank you, Clay. We
Thank
appreciate you coming in.
Thanks a lot.
Y'all check out their services, products, and even place an order. You can do that all online at compostcompany.com.